Hello there, my name is Shaq. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to do the parallel park exercise for the purpose of the driving test. Many learner drivers, they worry unnecessarily about this exercise, believing that the driving examiner may give them a very small space in which to park the vehicle. Rest assured, the examiner will give you enough room to park two vehicles. During the exercise, the examiner will be marking you on two things and two things alone. That's control and observation. Now, by control of the vehicle, the examiner will expect you to park within the two car lengths, parallel to the curb, without hitting the curb. Now, if you do touch the curb, and I mean touch and not hit the curb, you would not fail the driving test. You would only get a minor fault. Many learner drivers ask me, what is the difference between touching and hitting the curb? The answer is basically the speed at which you carry out the maneuver. If you carry it out at crawling speed, that would be a touch. Any faster and the touch would easily become a hit. Now, the second thing I said that the driving examiner would be marking you on is observation. Observation during this exercise is just as important, if not more important, than the maneuver itself. If you make a mistake with the maneuver, you can usually rectify it. However, if you make a mistake with the observation, it's usually too late to correct the mistake. During this exercise, if you see any movement, any cyclists, pedestrians, or any other road user, you must stop and reassess the situation. Only proceed if it's safe to do so. Okay, what I'm going to do next, I'm going to demonstrate this maneuver to you. Now, as with all maneuvers, it's important that we use the POM routine. That's prepare, observe, and move. So I've just started the vehicle and my vehicle is prepared. I'm now going to carry out the observations, starting off from my left shoulder. So I'm looking through the quarter window there, and now I'm looking through the side mirror, and now I'm looking at the road ahead, at the interior mirror so I know what's coming from behind, the right mirror, the driver's mirror, and finally, most importantly, over your right shoulder. Okay, so I've stopped here parallel to the vehicle, about half a door length away from the vehicle. Now, before starting this exercise, once again, the observations are very important. This time, I'm going to carry out my 6-point check, but I'm going to start by looking over my right shoulder. So I start off looking over my right shoulder, and then I look in the driver's mirror, and now I'm going to look at the road ahead, in the interior mirror, in the side mirror, the left side mirror, and then through the back. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to reverse back in a nice straight line until I get to the turning point. Now, this is quite important. The turning point is basically once you've passed the back of the car that you're reversing around. It's like a reverse around the corner. So if you can link it to the reverse around the corner, you'll make it easier for yourself. When you do your reverse around the corner, you're looking through the quarter side window, and when you see the round part of the curb, you would start turning. Exactly the same thing. So I've got to my turning point and I'm going to start turning the wheel. It makes no difference on how much you steer. Some instructors will advise you to turn full lock, others would say one circle. I personally do a circle, no more than that. And the reason I only do a circle is that in the driving test, as I mentioned earlier, the examiner will give you plenty of room to park the vehicle. So the more steering you do, the less space you will use. A lot of learner drivers get confused about which way to turn the wheel. The best thing to remember is that if you're in first gear, you would always turn the wheel in the direction that you want the front of the car to go. If you're in reverse gear, you simply turn the wheel where you want the back of the car to go. Also, I would advise you to avoid using the word right and left. So if I'm looking back, I want the back of the car to go towards the curb, which is towards my right. But if I come this way, my right becomes there. So avoid that. Just ask yourself whether you want the car to go towards the curb or away from the curb. When you steer towards the curb, the front of the vehicle will swing out into the road. It is most important that you make all-round observations before steering. I'm going to reverse back slowly until I get my angle. Now, if I'm looking forward, if I look forward, I should be in the 2 o'clock position. So if I imagine there's a clock in front of me, I'll see the number 2 directly in front of me. So I'm facing the number 2. Now, if I look in my side mirror there, I should see a triangle in the mirror. So I've got my angle and now I'm going to straighten the wheel. So once more, it's important that I do look around. So I've looked around, made sure there's no one coming, and I've steered away from the curb. I've steered away from the curb and my wheels are now totally straight. So I'm going to reverse back, looking front as well, making sure that I don't hit the vehicle in front. So at this point now, I need the back of the car to go away from the curb, because otherwise I'm going to hit the curb. Generally speaking, again, we turn about a circle of a wheel towards the right. So I've turned the wheel a circle and the back of the car now is going to start moving out towards the right. Make sure you're aware of the front, because at the same time the front will be moving in. That's the maneuver completed. Now, if something does go wrong during this exercise, for example, if you think that you're going to end up hitting the curb, you can go forward. You don't need to go forward and start the whole exercise again. You can just go forward enough to correct your mistake. However, remember, observation is just as important during the maneuver as the maneuver itself. So before you go forward, make sure you look 360 degrees all around and then go forward. And then look again 360 degrees before going back. It's a good idea to have the window open during the exercise so you can hear the traffic. So whilst you're looking through the back window, you may hear anything coming. If you cannot see in the passenger mirror, you can lower the mirror down in the driving test, but please remember to put it back up again. I hope you found this video informative. If so, please give it the thumbs up, as it helps us to make more videos. If you're a subscriber to our channel, then let me take this opportunity to say thank you. However, if you're not a subscriber, then please do consider subscribing so that you do not miss out on our great videos. Thank you for watching.